Hello and welcome to Sports Updates. This evening, I am Emmanuel Fashimi, and Sports on our Sports Update, we have a lot of stories for you, and we will be starting with boxing right there in Saudi Arabia. We don't know, Saudi Arabia is now fast becoming the hub of sports in the whole wide world. But quickly, let's tell you, Joshua Tyson Fury December bout we actually hold. According to the organizers, they've said these two guys, a lot of talks as from fans and even the whole boxing world actually wants to see this fight between Joshua and Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King as he is called. But I think everything, if everything goes well, then by December we should be having these two guys slugging it out right there in Saudi Arabia, where we'll now have all the four of them, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, and then the man of the moment from Ukraine. Everybody, they will be right there in Saudi Arabia, where they will be pounding each other with their feet with their fist. And I actually want to be there to see how these guys will actually do it in the ring. And I have Isaac Omidije joining me on the show. Isaac, sincerely speaking, I actually wants to see this fight happen between Tyson Fury and Joshua.
Emmanuel, thank you very much for having me again. However, on the contrary, I don't want to see it because of what Tyson Fury did to Joshua the last time. I don't want to see it. And he has continued to mentally defeat Joshua even before every competition between the both of them. And Tyson Fury is the master of the game. Physically, you cannot place them side by side. And you need to understand that Anthony Joshua has not been himself for a while, even after the last victory. He has not regained that confidence in him 2 years ago. No, he's still missing. And that was Anthony Joshua, If not for the fact that whether you lose or you win, there's a lot of money at stake.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that particular game.
You don't want to see that. Okay, there will be Deontay Wilder, there will be Usyk, and now the four of them, I think Usyk will come up against Tyson Fury, will also fight Deontay Wilder, and all of them is a round robin bout between the four of them, and the winner goes home. It's going to be on a classification level. We will have first, second, third, and fourth, but everybody will actually get something going home, and it's a lot of money. I think the organizers are actually putting things in order to see this fight. But sincerely speaking, I want to see this fight because a lot of talks have been happening between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Both of them are British. And if you look at it, Anthony Joshua is trying to wriggle his way back to where he used to be after losing that fight back-to-back 3 times. He has lost in all of his fight right now. But don't you think if he actually, and Deontay Wilder is also waiting for Anthony Joshua in this fight, because both of them has been, I think Anthony Joshua have two, let me use this word, two enemies right now. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder wants to revenge because Anthony Joshua has beaten him in their about 2 times in their first and second meeting, and he wants to revenge, and he's actually waiting for this fight. Now, if Putin, Tyson Fury, and people have been saying Tyson Fury is trying to avoid this young man, Alexander Usyk, not Putin, I beg your pardon. Now, don't you think this whole fight is going to unify the 4 boxers?
Well, it will unify them financially, but I think the rivalry is still there. And that is what's going to make the bouts very, very interesting.
Very interesting. And if you look at the bout, I think everything is going to happen in Saudi Arabia if the organizers put things in place, and these 4 guys actually sign that fight, and then we should be going to Saudi Arabia, Jeddah precisely, to see these 4 guys do their thing in the ring, and it's going to blow up the boxing world. Okay, let's leave that story and come back home right now, where Dari, the former sports minister Sunday Dare, actually congratulated the Super Eagles for qualifying for the AFCON. They became the 12th team to join the other 12 teams that have already qualified for the AFCON, and also CAF also congratulated them. But for Sunday Dare, he's saying, well done, boys. Thanks for qualifying for the AFCON 2023 in Cote d'Ivoire.
Well, for Sunday Dare, he was the last minister of sport. Ever since, we don't have any minister of sport yet. And some of the things, policies, programs, and plans they put in place were some of the plans that were used to prepare the team for the tournament. I mean, for the qualifiers. So for him to have congratulated them is not out of place. And as a former sports minister, showing that he's following the activities of the Super Eagles. So congratulations also to the Super Eagles for qualifying. But the big deal is after qualification, what next?
After qualification, what next? I think Jose Peseiro and the boys will actually answer that question. And from that question, let's go to the next story where Jose Peseiro has given NFF the condition. And what is that condition? For these boys to perform well in AFCON, he has said better welfare package. Do you buy Jose Peseiro's, let me say, advice to the NFF?
That advice is not misplaced, but no matter the welfare package we put in place, without good tactical inputs, let me also advise him that if he's the one that is going to lead the team to AFCON, if the players are well motivated, without his own good tactical inputs, even teams that are less motivated will defeat the Super Eagles. So it should go hand in hand. It's not just about motivation alone. These players, yes, we know that their welfare have been toyed with. They are still being owed some match bonus. Even the coach himself is still being owed some month's salary. So all these things cumulating together will definitely affect the psyche of the players, and they might not be willing to give all to the national team. But you should also know that no matter how motivated they are, no matter the number of money in their kitty, no matter the kind of planning and preparations they were given or they are going to be given, without good technical inputs, in fact, less motivated team with good technical inputs will defeat the Super Eagles.
Will defeat the Super Eagles. But if we look at it this way, I've always been of the opinion, and I've always supported anything you're doing in life. Welfare matters most. And if you want to see the best of athletes, anybody at all, I mean any organization, if a better welfare is in place, these guys will do well. Now, over the years, we've not really seen, I can say during the military regime, that is when Super Eagles enjoy a lot of welfare packages when we have a military president in power. But ever since we switched to democracy, we have been struggling. Bonuses are not paid on time. These guys don't even get the better treatment they are supposed to get. They will come down here, they play for Nigeria, they will get injured, and that is how the NFF will just overlook. They will not even pay attention. They will not try. But I think I commend the gesture of Gusso coming in, talking about welfare, and at some point we had Azizi Amaju Pinnick or Gusso himself visiting I think Sadiq right there in Spain when he was injured. But we need to do more, because if you look at it seriously, the welfare packages for the Super Eagles is nothing to write home about.
I don't disagree with you, Emmanuel, because you need to motivate your forces, your troops to do well. No doubt about it. When they know that they are owing you a payback for the motivation you've given them, it will definitely spur them to do more. But we should also be wary of the kind of motivations we give them. We shouldn't start what we cannot continue or we cannot finish. We shouldn't promise them what we cannot give them. That's another wrong way of motivating players these days. And we've seen where probably they've gotten to the quarterfinal stage. We don't see corporate entities, individuals coming and say, one per goal is 20 million, per this is this and that. At the end of the day, these players become individualistic and they want to achieve these goals for themselves and not for the team. That same way, you're going to lose the focus. So what should be done is ensure, no matter the amount you're paying them, let it be coming as and when due. Don't owe them anything. Give them the best preparation. Don't take them to one-star hotel. No. Don't give them where even your own children cannot stay.
Yeah.
Let us continue to have a package where these players will be treated well. You see, gone are those days where you talk about patriotism alone. Patriotism in sports needs to be motivated, to be sincere.
Yes, of course.
Because if you even look at it, the bonuses being paid these players is nothing to write home about compared to what they are earning in their various clubs. But since these same players use to settle what we call home affairs. You know what I'm talking about in Nigeria. So
yeah, that's true. because most of them are the breadwinners of their family, and I believe these welfare packages should not be for the Super Eagles alone. It should also cut across all of the teams: the Super Falcons, the Falconers, the Flamingos, the Eaglets, the Flying Eagles, and every of our national team and every of our sporting federation. I think they should think of welfare for our athletes, for our footballers, for our sportsmen and women, both present and past. I think that will go a long way in helping these guys. Like Isaac, you mentioned, some of these guys are the breadwinner of their family, and once they get this bonus, is what they use in settling their family and friends that actually wants to see them. And I can tell you, maybe right now their bonus for the game against Sierra Leone has not been paid, but let's leave it at that. NFF is a wake-up call. Jose Peseiro has said welfare packages, and this guy will go out there to kill themselves on the pitch and give us the AFCON title for the 4th time. We've lifted it 3 times. We won the 4th one, and probably 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's be champions of Africa all over again and again and again. Okay, let's leave that story right now, Jose Peseiro, and head straight to Europe, where Chelsea will step up their bid for this man from Brighton, Peseiro, after a £60 million offer was rejected by Brighton. They said, no, we want more than that. And Chelsea is ready to step up their talks with Moses Peseiro and see if they can probably add to that money, maybe get him £80 million, £70 million, whatever amount Brighton is coming up with. They just want to negotiate. They want to balance it and see how they can get this mercurial midfielder to their side, Moses Peseiro. Isaac.
Okay. Young, and he has made his mark. So, any clubs that N'Golo Kante has left Chelsea, so that will hold the midfield down very well. And also probably on his way out of Chelsea. And I won't blame Brighton. So Chelsea go with probably.
Okay. We're actually struggling to hear Isaac. Like he said, Chelsea, will this guy fit into Chelsea? And as in the condition Chelsea is right now, well, I'm of the opinion that when it comes next season, Chelsea will be a better team because they have the stars, they have the young players, they have the good guys in there who can actually get them the goods for next season. And I can tell you on this show that Chelsea will be a better team. It's a team to watch out for next season, because if you look at the crop of players, they are actually young, vibrant, and all they just need to do is understanding. And for Pochettino, he needs to use these guys very well. He needs to play them in their right position. And I will tell you, Chelsea will contest for the English Premier League, and they are not in Europe, but they should be contesting for the English Premier League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, and every other cup that is in England. But in Europe, they will not be there. But good one, if Moses Peseiro could join them, well, it's a fantastic move for me, for this young man going to Chelsea. Let's move away from that story and still staying in Europe, and we're still going to talk about a particular Chelsea player who has fancied his move to Arsenal. That is Kai Havertz. Is trying to seal a move to Arsenal, move to the other side of London. They are in the same North London, but he wants to move to the other team where they have their guns blazing last season. But at some point, their bullet got finished and they couldn't win the title. Kai Havertz going to Arsenal. I don't know if Isaac is back right now. Isaac.
Yes, I'm with you, Emmanuel.
Okay. Kai Havertz going to Arsenal from Chelsea. We've seen players moving from this team, selling players to their rivalry. This is not the first time. Ashley Cole left Arsenal and went to Chelsea, where he won a lot of laurels with them. He won the Champions League in 2012 alongside Didier Drogba. But now we're also seeing Kai Havertz trying to seal a move to Arsenal.
Yes, as I said, it used to be difficult for a club side in London moving player to another club side in London. But with Kai Havertz, it might be easier because Chelsea need to offload some players, definitely. And if any player is not happy, please, it's the right time for them to leave, because they are trying to rebuild a team. And when you're trying to rebuild a team, don't keep players who are not happy. No, you don't do that. So I like Kai Havertz to leave. And it will be a plus to Arsenal because his attacking prowess has been very fantastic. His records are there. And remember, part of what defeated Arsenal last season was because the depth of the team was very poor. So when have the likes of Kai Havertz coming in now, it will help them definitely in their aim again to go for the title and see if they can get it next season. And for Chelsea, my advice is players who don't want to stay should go.
Let them go.
And bring in players who are good enough, who will be played in their right positions and will get the right results for the club.
Okay, and get the right result for the club. Chelsea, Pochettino, you can hear that from Isaac Omidije. Use these players very well. But me, I think I will throw my weight behind Chelsea come next season because I'm actually seeing some good prospects in that team when next season comes calling because they will have less competition. They will only play in the English Premier League. The FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, that is the three competitions. They are not in Europe, but at the end of the day, let's see what they have to offer. Kai Havertz to Arsenal is a good move. He's going to give Arsenal that experience, that balance up front, where he will play behind the likes of Gabriel Jesus and the rest of them, the young man in Ketia and everybody, and then Saka also in that team. So let's see how it's going to pan out. He's trying to actually seal that move to Arsenal. He wants to leave Chelsea at all costs. We've seen Nkante leaving Chelsea, and a lot of players, even Mason Mount, is on the verge of leaving Chelsea, maybe probably heading straight to Manchester United. Let's leave Kai Havertz story right now and head straight to France, where Kylian Mbappe has made it clear that he's going to stay in PSG. But he has, that is to tell Manchester United, Real Madrid, please don't come for me this season. And he has said he's going to stay in PSG and then to decide his future in 2024. And that is when he will probably have the chance to move, because that is what Real Madrid is waiting for. They are waiting for next year, but they only wanted to try their luck this year, and even Manchester United to see if they can get him this season. But he has said he's going to play one more season with PSG, and by next year, he should be deciding his future. Is it Real Madrid? Is it Manchester United? This young man has actually done well for PSG.
Yes, he has done well for PSG, but I'm not comfortable with his decisions. And I think any club that will be signing him after 2024 should be ready for more controversies. Because how will you dictate to your club? You are a very good player that can fetch the club money. So why not allow the club to sell you now than going on free, if truly you love the club? You see, a lot has been invested in Mbappe by PSG. A lot of money. Especially when he wanted leaving about 2 seasons ago. A lot of money was invested. Allow this club to recoup it's money. This is business. But you want to force yourself to stay for one more season, and you are not going to renew your contract, and you want to leave on free. I think he's not doing well. He's only being selfish. And if when I saw the story, I was like, wow. So what would the club do? They can't force him to leave. You can't sell him to any club who is not willing to buy. And clubs will also want to wait when they will be free. But I think Mbappe should take a decision.
But Isaac, let's look at it this way. This young man actually wants to win that converted European trophy. That's the Champions League. He has won the World Cup. He has won the league title with PSG. He actually wants to experience life somewhere else. And I don't think PSG is also willing to let him go. Because I know they've invested a lot. If he's going to go right now, they are going to make a lot of money. But he is coming out from the angle of, okay, I love this team. Let me stay one more season. Don't you think that is what Kylian Mbappe is trying to do?
Okay, after saying one more season, what will happen? Go on a free? Except if after saying for one more season, he will allow the club to trigger the 1-year contract extension. They will allow the club to make a sale and make profits over him. If not that, then I think he doesn't love the club enough.
He doesn't love the club enough. But we've seen Messi leaving the club. We've seen other players. And rumor also for Neymar is also trying to find his way out of the club. So why should Mbappe's own leaving the club be different?
You won't compare the investment in Mbappe to the investment in Messi. Messi has only played there for 2 seasons. Messi is more of a personal player who is just turning around every day as an official of that particular team. But for Mbappe, PSG brought him from and have invested in him. They convinced him and let him know that we want you, and they paid him huge amount of money. Yeah. So you should allow them to recoup, except if there is something happening that we don't know between Mbappe and PSG.
Okay, maybe there's something happening between Mbappe and PSG that we don't know. A lot of because these players, you don't trust them. They might say something today and tomorrow you see them doing another thing different. We've seen players saying, okay, I'm going to stay in this club, I will not go. But at the end of the day, before 24 hours after that statement, you see them actually moving, and they will be telling you, oh, I love the team, but I had to go elsewhere and try my luck. What have you? But for Kylian Mbappe, if he wants to stay in PSG, stay, and if he wants to move, find a place, because I know he wants to win the Champions League. That is what is on his mind. He has won the World Cup, the biggest tournament in the whole wide world. He has had that medal on his neck, so he needs the Champions League, the club football big tournament, and that is why he is trying to see if he can find his way to Real Madrid and probably maybe any other team. And Manchester United are also sniffing around. But Isaac, quickly, for Manchester United, let's assume Kylian Mbappe have the chance of leaving. Now, will you advise him to go to Manchester United or Real Madrid?
If he actually wants to win the Champions League, he should go to Real Madrid.
What are you saying? Are you now saying that Manchester United cannot win the Champions League?
The problem is the takeover issue with Manchester United is a problem, huge problem for them, and that has stalled a lot of action for them in the transfer window. You don't know whether they are selling or they're not selling. The Glazers are playing hanky-panky games with the fans of the club. And for the United to even win the Champions League, now a lot of things need to be done. That team is not complete yet. That team doesn't have the depth.
Yeah, the team is not complete yet. I think Manchester United are trying to make the team complete. A lot of players are leaving and then they will buy. Okay, quickly, before we go on the show, let's take the last story where Bayern Munich is in advanced talk to sign this man who just won the Champions League with Manchester City. That is Kyle Walker. Bayern Munich, now they have this guy from Portugal with them, and now they also want to recruit. They also want to recruit Kyle Walker to their side. What do you think about this move for Kyle Walker?
It's an opportunity for Kyle, and I was also informed that Thomas Tuchel also called him personally to convince him to come to the Allianz Arena. And remember, sometimes during the season past, Pep spoke about how Kyle really adjusted. And remember that at his age, if a bigger club, like a big club, not the bigger club, it's even still a bigger club to Man City, definitely. Bayern Munich is a bigger club to Man City. Comes calling, that's not a bad in leaving, actually, to a club that wants you, because nothing is guaranteed at Man City next season. You don't know who will be the right back next season. And Kyle has not really adjusted, has not really completely adjusted to Pep. And you know, Pep is a high demanding coach. And at 33, if Bayern Munich is coming, so why not go and play probably 2-3 more seasons there?
All right, why not go and play 1 or 2 more seasons there, Isaac? According to you, Kyle Walker can hear you. I think he will make his decision pretty soon. Thanks for coming on the show, Isaac.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
All right, that is it on the show this evening. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Thanks for watching.